Hello friends, I hope you all are doing well. In today's video, I am going to share with you the Excel formulas that you can use in your task where manipulation of dates, days or years is intended. Let's begin with our first example. In this example, I have two sets of days. The one is starting date and the other one is the ending date, and I want to calculate the number of days between these two dates. But counting number of days between these two is not only the task that I intended. I also want to exclude weekends or holidays if there exists any between these two dates. So the choice of formula is the main thing. What formula can I use here? Any guesses? Well, I am going to use the Excel formula, that is network days. The network days formula not only allows me to calculate the difference between these two dates, but it also allows the user to exclude weekends or number of holidays. Let's see its syntax first. Let me type network days. Okay, you can see there are two types of formulas named network days in Excel. Let's first investigate it. So you can see this formula has four parameters that are start date, end date, weekends and holidays. But if I go with network days, then this formula doesn't include the option of weekends. So I am not going to use it because I want to exclude weekends as well. Let's use networkdays.intl and let's feed in our parameters. This is our start date, comma, type in end date, and for weekends it provides us different options like one is for Saturday, Sunday, two is for Sunday and Monday, three is for Monday, Tuesday, and similarly you have multiple options for this parameter. I am going with Saturday, Sunday, so I am gonna choose one. And for now, I am not excluding any holidays, so I am going to close the bracket and see what it gives us as output. Press enter, and here you are with your number of days between these dates. My starting date is July 13th and ending date is August 3, and the number of days is 16. Now let's check it from the calendar how it has manipulated this information. Start date is 13 and we have to count the 16 days further excluding Saturdays and Sundays. Let's begin 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And here we are on Thursday, dated 3rd August, and this is what I have written here 3rd August. So, excluding all the weekends, it has provided us with the exact number of days. Now, let's try to exclude any holiday from these dates. I am going to type holiday and let's choose May 3 as our holiday. So let's try to exclude this holiday from these dates because they will cover the May in between. So I am going on the output and in the formula bar I am going to add this date and see it has reduced the count of days from 88 to 87. So this is the perfect formula for you to calculate the number of days if you want to exclude the number of weekends or holidays between the two dates. Let's move towards our next example. In my second example, I have information about the starting days, and in the next column I have number of days which are needed to accomplish some sort of task. My assignment is to calculate ending date for these activities that began at these dates. So this is the common type of issue that you usually encounter when you are preparing Gantt charts for your project activities. The formula to compute the ending date is workday. Similar to the network day formula, this formula also has two variants. The workday has only three parameters: start date, days, and number of holidays, but it doesn't allow you to exclude your weekends. While your second variant, workday.intl, has four parameters that allows you to exclude weekends as well. As you know that in our project activities, weekends are usually excluded, so I am going to use this formula workday.intl and I am going to feed in my required parameters, that is starting date, comma, and my number of days. Let's type it manually because the formula has make this cell disappear, and I also want to exclude weekends. Let's add Saturday and Sunday as our weekends, and I am not going to add any holidays. If you expect to have any holiday in the upcoming days, you can simply add that parameter in this formula. But I am not going to add it now, so I am gonna close the bracket and press enter. Here I am with my ending dates for the particular activities that initiated on these dates. But Workday's formula has one problem. Let me explain it from calendar. For example, I began some activity on July 13th, that is my July 13th, and from column 2 I can see I need 3 days to accomplish this activity. Let's count 3 excluding our weekends. 1, 2, 3. So technically it should be July 17, that is Monday, but this formula is showing me 18. This is due to the fact that workday doesn't count the first day of your date. I want to overcome this issue because I want it to include my first starting date as a first day. So what I gonna do? I am going to make some changes in the formula. Here where I have typed in my start date, I am going to write -1, and let's press enter. So what it will do now, it will add your starting date as a first day of your assignment. If we count from here, it will give us the accurate results. Let's begin 1, 2, exclude the weekends, and here we are with our third day. Now let's check the second option. My task is intended to begin on July 17 and expected to end on July 28, and there is a difference of 10 days between these two dates. Let's check this difference. I am supposing that my formula now is including the start date as the first day of my task. So I am going to count from July 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is 28th July, and this is also 28th July, so this is completely perfect. Now my ending dates are exactly in synchronization with my number of days excluding all the weekends. So I hope you understand how this formula works. Let's move towards our third example. In my third example, I have manufacturing date of some products and I want to compute the expiration date from these dates. Now I am going to use the date formula to accomplish my task. Let's see its syntax. I am going to type is equal to date. Now it has three parameters: year, month, and day. So carefully observe how I am typing in these parameters. First I will write year and start the bracket. Within the bracket I am going to give my manufacturing date, and then I am adding the number of years after which the product is expected to be expired. Here I am taking 5. I am going to add my second parameter, that is month. I am going to type here month, then start the bracket. Again give the reference of the same cell where your manufacturing date is sitting, and then close the bracket. Type in the last parameter, that is day, and again provide the reference of your manufacturing date cell. Close the bracket, close the main bracket, and press enter. And here you are with your expiry dates. This is easy to compute. I hope you understand how I applied the formula. Now let's move towards our fourth example. In my fourth example, I am going to use year fraction formula. This formula basically provides difference between two dates in the form of fraction. Let's see its output. Yearfrac, give the first date and provide the second date and hit enter. So the results of this formula sometimes look really messy as it provides the difference in terms of fraction of the year instead of number of days, months or years. But this formula really becomes powerful when you apply it to calculate the difference between ages, be it human age or machinery age or your insurance policy maturity date. So let's try it on some real life application. Here I have date of birth of some persons and I want to compute their current age. So I will use year fraction formula here. I will type year fraction, then I will provide the start date, that is date of birth, and in place of end date, I am going to type today as I intended to see sun percentage. Press enter, and here we are with the dates. In order to avoid this decimal part, what we can do, we can type int outside the yearfrac formula, type enter, and here you are with the ages of the person. In the similar way, you can use it to calculate the majority date of your insurance policy. Let's try it with another example. In this example, I am going to use e-date with year fraction. Let me explain you what e-date does. E-date is a formula in Excel that helps to switch between dates. For example, I type here July 13, 2023, and if I type e-date and provided date and try to switch to the next month, I have to type here 1 and it will take me to the next month 13th, that is August. If I type here the month 5, then it will take me to the same date of the 5th month, that is ahead of July 13th. So here we are with December. So basically e-date formula helps you to switch forward or backward in terms of month. For example, if I type here -5, I will end up with February 13, that is 5 months back from July. Now let's try to use it in our other example. Let's suppose we have to calculate the retirement age of any person. Let's type the date of birth of any person. I am supposing that it is 29 1991. The expected life age of the person is 60 years. I am going to exploit that fact. Here I am going to type retirement year, that is more appropriate to say, and I will use e-date formula here. I will provide the start date, and the next parameter that I have to provide is the months. So in 1 year we have 12 months. I am going to add 12 and then multiplying it with the expected age of human life, that is 60 years, and press enter. So I am getting number here. Let's change it to date. Press Ctrl 1 and in the format tab go to date and let's select date format from here. So this shows that the person is going to retire in 2051. So let's check how many years are left in their retirement. Here the year fraction will help us to calculate the desired result. Let's type yearfrac. This is our retirement year, and let's see from today that how many years are left in the retirement of the person. Hit enter and you will end up with 28. Let's convert it into the integer. Type int outside the yearfrac formula and hit enter. So the person has to work 28 years more to reach to its retirement age. So this is the way how you can use yearfrac formula in your practical applications. I hope you liked the today's video. Try to experiment with these formulas on your own datasets and let me know in comment section with your experience. We will see more date formulas in our upcoming videos. Don't forget to hit like, and if you haven't subscribed my channel, do subscribe to it. Share the link with your family and friends as well. Thank you for your time. Stay blessed. Have a good day.